Brought a lot to digest. What are your thoughts?
First of all, it's always tough, thing when you lose teammates, and the trade deadline is always difficult times for everybody, and so, huge shout out to my former teammates, Shump, D. Rose, Jay Crowder, Isaiah, D. Wade, and especially Channing. Losing a great guy like that and losing those great guys, period. We put in a lot of hard work over the years with myself and Channing and Shump. We won a championship together, so that's always difficult to lose a teammate as you had a great run with. Obviously, D. Wade, I've been teammates with him before. And then the small little doses that I was able to play with Jay and IT. Obviously wish it could have been a lot better than it was, but definitely wish all six guys, including D. Rose, like I said, the best.
Ron, what was your, reaction to the breadth of what they did yesterday?
Say that again.
What was your reaction or your takeaway from the breadth of what the front office did yesterday in terms of moving 6 guys, bringing in 4 new ones, a couple of the guys have longer-term deals, they're younger. What do you take away from what happened?
I think we became a younger team, more athletic. We added some more shooting as well. But we have to see how it meshes, obviously. But I like the pieces that we have coming in.
Ron, at 33, what's your goal for the rest of your career?
To keep playing at a high level. Continue to inspire the youth, and just be the role model that I am on and off the floor. So it doesn't matter what age you are. I think that's always been my DNA ever since I started on this journey.
How early were you aware that things of this nature were going on, this many things?
I actually found out about it around, what time was it? 12 something. D. Wade actually walked into the practice facility and asked me, did I see what happened? And he thought I was messing around with him when I told him I didn't. And he said it was a trade that happened with our team and that he possibly could be headed out as well. So that's when I kind of found out about it.
How tough was that moment with D. Wade, kind of, him kind of being uncertain?
Me and D. Wade, that ain't tough. I see him all the time. I'm happy as hell for D. Wade. He get to go back home. I think that's how it should be. I've always felt like that's where his heart and his mind was, and I think it's going to be great for him. I look forward to seeing the footage of him, being announced tonight back in Miami. But obviously it's always when your brother, you're around him every day, and then he has to go back. But at the end of the day, it wasn't tough. I mean, we're both 15 years in the league. We know how the business is, but more importantly, we know we see each other all the time anyway. So get out of here, D. Wade.
How much did you watch Larry Nance Jr. over his time? I don't know if you saw him when he was a high school kid or.
I've watched everybody. I'm a fan of the game, so I know everybody's game.
Have you seen him sort of grow maybe as more of a scorer now? He's always kind of a defensive guy.
No, he's been more than just a defensive guy. He's a guy who can make the 15-foot jump shot if you lay off of him. He runs the floor exceptionally well. You can give him a pocket pass. You can throw him a lob, and he can finish at the rim. And he's going to add some more, speed and athleticism to our offense and defense. So he's more than just a defensive guy.
I'm doing a story on assistant coaches looking for their first opportunity. You had Stephen Silas when you first came in. Do you kind of remember working with him and maybe kind of seeing him now as a coach? That's kind of how he's maturing.
Well, I know I had him early. I mean, obviously, I was the head coach was his dad and Paul. But I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to comment on how I see him being a coach. And I'm not around him. That was my first year, so I'm not around him much. But I know he filled in for Steve. When he went out, with the health, and he's been around the game for such a long time. Either being an assistant to Steve or assistant to his father, or just being a basketball mind. So if the opportunity arises, then I know he'll be ready for it. I believe, but I mean, I haven't been around him in a long time, so I don't know.
LeBron, you've taken it upon yourself to do these kind of pre-training camp, mini camps in Miami and in Santa Barbara, kind of organize the guys, get to know the new guys. Can you do anything at this stage of the season, or will you take anything upon yourself to get these 4 guys integrated?
Yeah, that's my job. It's my job to get these guys integrated as fast as possible. I know the coaching staff and Tila is going to do it as well, but it's my job to get these guys on the same page with us, what we want to accomplish, what we want to do. So I look forward to getting them here.
LeBron, you talked about being a fan of the youth. Quavo donated a pair of your sneakers back to his local high school. How does that make you feel?
You saw my tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know how I felt then. So I love that guy. I love what he's doing in his community. Obviously, as a musician, that's what he gets all the credit for, but I think what he's continued to do in his community, those are the things that last forever, and those are the things that the kids in his old high school and in his community will always remember and put smiles on their faces. So I commend that, and me and Quavo, we're really, really good friends.
LeBron, the last few All-Star games have been blowouts and not very entertaining at the end. Do you think you guys will have a little more sense of pride considering the way you and Steph drafted the teams?
We all got pride. It's not, never take that out of question. We look forward to the game.
How long did it take you to calculate how the 4 new guys will fit in and how you can use them?
It doesn't take me long.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't take me long to see how those guys can help us. But obviously, you don't want to fast track it. You look at Jordan and Larry. They've been in the same system for quite a while now. Being with the Lakers, and Rodney's been in Utah his whole career. And I think it'd be a lot easier for George because he's much more of a veteran. He kind of knows. He's been around the block, and being a point guard, you've seen every set. You kind of know what's going on. So I think it'd be a lot easier transition for him. We'll see what happens. But all 4 of them are pretty smart guys, and it should be fun.
How are you going to play Atlanta tonight?
What do you mean? How I'm gonna play Atlanta?
Well, what's the game plan for playing
No,
Atlanta?
why would I tell you that? That makes no sense.
Considering Kevin's not coming back until maybe a month, do you feel okay about the time frame here? You have 29 regular season games, and
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. So let's get it going. It is what it is. The front office made changes that they felt that best fit this franchise, and it's time to go to work. So it is what it is.
Last one, Joe.
It's not like do we have enough time? This is the time that we have, so let's make the most of it.
LeBron, Isaiah's month on the court, I mean, from a production standpoint, we all saw it didn't work here. Looking back on it, why do you think that didn't work here?
I want Isaiah to get his bounce back, get his spring back, get healthy. He's kind of being out 7 months is difficult for anybody, and I just felt like he was just playing behind the 8 ball. Not only on the floor, but just trying to get himself back to where he's accustomed to playing. And I wish the best for him. In LA right now in his future. I want him to get that bounce back, get that spring back. And I wish him the best. That's for sure.